Yo, what's up? Greetings, everybody. This is Mike, aka Mr. Legit Hustle. Y'all know me, your homie, your brother from another mother. First and foremost, thank you for checking me out, for being here rocking with me. Could have been anywhere else on the internet, on YouTube, but you're here watching my content, so I just want to thank you. I also want to ask you something. Do you have a dream or goal that you feel driven to pursue? Or maybe you're like me and you're already deep in the pursuit of your dream or whatever that goal is, and you like a little motivation and direction in overcoming the challenges that you face. You know, sometimes we doubt ourselves. Sometimes we get afraid of failing. Or maybe you just need some inspiration from time to time. Well, I want to encourage you to never allow yourself to fall victim to discouragement. When you choose to pursue a goal or a dream in your life, know that you're gonna get met with opposition and challenges. It just comes with the territory. But there's too much at stake for you to quit. And if you're like me, then you've come too far and through too much to ever give up on that dream or that goal. So, I want to invite you to grab one or two or all of my legit motivation presentations. You can watch the videos on my Legit Motivation podcast on my YouTube channel. And if you see one that you like, you can download the actual slide presentation that I developed and used in that video. That way, you can review the information in depth at your own pace. Now, each slide presentation is packed with factual, reputable, and verifiable information from reliable sources, as well as the game I've learned in 46 years on this realm. So head over to my Legit Motivation podcast on YouTube or go to 𝐬𝐿GH&x. Presentations are free, but if you'd like to support the channel, then you can donate there as well. Whether you do or don't, the presentations are yours to keep. Plus, you'll get a special bonus offer on all of my products and services when you download your first presentation. So head over to 𝐬𝐿GH&x or look for the link in the comment section of the video that you like. Alright? Again, thank you for rocking with me. Enjoy the rest of the show. Peace.
Legit hustle. Legit hustle. Go get him, Uncle Mike.
Yeah, it's like take number 4 or some shit like
Go get him, Uncle
that.
Mike.
Man, I'm just finna spit this shit. Try to keep in mind where I'm supposed to stop. It's gonna come out how it come out, fuck, you know what I'm saying? Ever move at your pace, you change your time, space, and place. Disappear without a trace, reappear to show your face. Only time to time, cause the bottom line, you only got the time to make. Foot on the gas, don't touch the brake. Fuck if I crash, fate is fate. Most times lessons, that's your grace. Lots at stake, watch for mistakes. Treat obstacles like they steak. Heavyweight, then clean your plate. Even if you ate already, grown man shit gets heavy. War in the streets is really up, so lock and load and aim steady. You a hustler, time to prove it. You a gangster, who you move with. Better keep an extra toolkit. Pray to God to never use it. Just a clue for all the clues. Playing dumb, but don't be stupid. Like Steph Curry off the dribble. I don't even gotta look when I shoot it. This a warning for the busters and an anthem for the hustlers. Next time you fold your bundles, just remember, hustle told you. Keep your drip right, yeah, that's Nova. Keep your coat as cold, that's polar. Put that hustle over your shoulder. Carry that bitch till it's over. Yeah. It's legit hustle, man. You know what I'm saying? For the hustlers only. If you out here grinding, pushing, getting it on your own, trying to build something for yourself and your family, I'm talking to you. Yeah. So what you took an L? Everybody fall down sometimes, man. Get up, shake that shit off. Keep it pushing, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. If he gave up, it wasn't me, not in a hustler's pedigree. I knew the path that I had chosen wasn't free, nor should it be. A real leader's gonna stand up, give his friends a helping hand up. If he get one, then he got one. From the Lambo to the Phantom, only if it's just legit. All 366, he only swing for don't forget. That is that and this is this. On the real hustle shit that we kick, you dig? You dig? Yeah. That is that and this is this. It's on the real hustle shit that we kick, you dig?
Yeah, like I said, man, this is legit hustle. Tales of a Hustler 3. You know what I'm saying? For the hustlers, man. The go-getters. You know, people out there getting on their own. Yeah. If that's you, welcome to Tales of a Hustler 3. Here's your homie, Legit Hustle. Yeah, man. Speaking for the hustlers, man. No matter where you came from, you can be from the streets, you can be Ivy League, you can be a stockbroker, man. You can be just a regular dude, man, selling fruit on the corner. I don't care, man. If you're a hustler, you know you're a hustler. It's in you, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking to you. Yeah. What's up, YouTube land? And everybody out there watching. It is he is I, the one and only, your homie, your brother from another mother, the one and only Mr. Legit Hustle, y'all. Yeah, and we back. Another episode of Legit Motivation. As you can tell from the screen, today we're talking about gratitude. Now, this topic is one that's deeply personal for me, you know. And when I was working on this outline, of course, I thought of someone, one of my favorite YouTubers, one of my favorite content creators on YouTube from the West Coast, the homie 𝐸𝐸. If y'all don't tune into the black box, they never pulled up on the homie. Definitely check out the 𝐸𝐸's content. But SPI has a saying that he says on his channel, 𝐷𝐸𝐫, G-I-T-A. It stands for gratitude is the attitude. So naturally, I thought about him when I was working on this presentation because he speaks about gratitude a lot on his channel. So I'm going to take my shot at it. We're going to talk about gratitude today and exactly what is the power of gratitude and why do I call gratitude the energy of goodwill? All right. Now we live in a world, if you want to know what negativity is, just go on YouTube and scroll through your feed right now. Go on TikTok and scroll through your feed. Go on any social media platform, excuse me, right now. And you're probably going to see a whole lot of negativity, more negativity than you're going to see positive, right? So we live in a world where we're surrounded by a lot of negative influences on a regular basis, on a constant basis, on a day-to-day basis. But genuine gratitude, when I was writing the outline for this, I described gratitude as the long lost first love of karma, right? Like attracts like. So when we cultivate authentic appreciation, we're creating a vortex, a spiral, if you will, of goodwill in our favor. For anybody that, excuse me, maybe tuned in live, I, for some reason, cannot see my chat. YouTube didn't connect through OBS, so I can't see the chat. So my apologies. I won't be able to necessarily chop it up with anybody while I'm live at the moment. So my apologies about that. I'm not really sure what's going on. But in this presentation, we're going to talk about gratitude and look at just how profound gratitude actually is. Its energy, its essence, and the practical ways that we can harness the power of gratitude to have a more fulfilling, a more connected, and just a better overall experience in this thing we call life, you know? So that's what we're talking about today. Gratitude, the energy of goodwill. So y'all know how I do. We ain't gonna do no whole bunch of beating around the bush about it. We're gonna get straight to the topic, man. Let's get into it. So first we need to understand what true gratitude actually is, right? It's not simply being polite or being civilized in society, as they may say, right? But gratitude is more in line of profound spiritual energy. Gratitude is one of those things that's intangible most of the time, meaning we don't see it, we don't touch it, we don't interact with it on a physical level most of the time. And all of the time, true gratitude is accompanied with that warm feeling of well-being inside, that sense of accomplishment, that sense of we did something good, we did something positive when we express gratitude, right? But in order for gratitude to really have that effect on us, it has to be genuine. Hold on one second, y'all. Somebody's knocking at the door. My apologies, everyone. Had someone at the door. Children looking for my nephew. It's finally warm again back here in South Georgia. Stop feeling like we live in the southern, northeastern United States or something, man. It's been chilly the last few days, so it's very nice outside today. Beautiful, sunny South Georgia day. So they came by to grab my nephew. They trying to get outside and do they thug fizzle. But grown folks, we're here talking about gratitude, right? And making sure that it's authentic when we show gratitude. So if love is the sun, gratitude is the garden that grows from the sun. Think about it like this. If we were to call love the sun, the reason I said gratitude is the garden is because gratitude is what feeds off of everything that love provides, everything that the sun provides, but it doesn't just feed off of it. It doesn't just harness the energy of the sun and keep it to itself. Fruits and vegetables and plants and all the things that we love on this planet derive their life from that exchange between a plant and the sun, right? And I think in our lives, love and gratitude kind of go hand in hand in the same way that the sun and a garden or a plant or a tree or life in general go hand in hand. So I compared it to a garden, right? And I wasn't just trying to be poetic or whatever the word is I can't think of right now, but I was genuinely trying to express a relationship between gratitude and love. Again, this is one of the more spiritual type of topics than what I normally talk about, but I don't think you can genuinely talk about something like gratitude without including love in that conversation, because they go so much hand in hand, just like the sun, the fruits and vegetables that we enjoy on a day-to-day basis. So if love is the sun, then we're going to call gratitude the garden. All right. So we're going to talk about some things that we cultivate in that garden. 3 essential elements of true gratitude. Purity. In order for gratitude to flow freely, it has to be untainted. It can't be tainted by our ego. It can't be tainted by expectation of benefits or some advantage. And it definitely can't be tainted by things like manipulation, right? It has to be clean like water, pure. so that we get the nourishment, both us and the person that we express the gratitude toward. We both get the nourishment that's exchanged without any without any type of contamination, right? Especially if we let things like ego or the desire to manipulate others taint our expressions of gratitude, then we can't call it true. We can't call it genuine. But when it is true, when it is genuine, it's pure, it moves through us effortlessly. And again, not just between the recipient of the gratitude, but also the giver of the gratitude. Another thing, in order to be true gratitude, it has to be done in honesty, right? In order to really deeply impact the person, gratitude has to be shown without any level of superficialness, any kind of false appreciation. We make a person feel like we're blowing smoke, as the saying goes. We instinctively know not to trust things like that, right? So when we're genuinely expressing gratitude in our life for whatever we may be expressing gratitude for, we have to always be on guard that we keep it honest, right? It's not flattery. Honest gratitude resonates with us as energetic living beings on a deep, deep soul level. And it can create very lasting impressions upon both parties. But true gratitude also requires that we have humility, right? Again, if love is the sun, humility is like the warmth that we get. So when we're expressing true gratitude, or someone expresses true gratitude toward us for anything, both the giver and the receiver simultaneously receive that warmth. Purity, honesty, and humility make those experiences possible. They make gratitude that warm, loving sensation that we experience inside whenever we're the recipient of it or the giver of gratitude. And I think that's very interesting. I'm going to keep pointing that out throughout this live stream. Gratitude works on behalf of both parties when it's genuine, right? When we genuinely show gratitude towards someone for something, it doesn't just benefit them, it benefits us as well, right? And that's not true of everything in life. That's not true of most things in life. But gratitude is one of those few rare things in life that when we do it, we actually benefit as much, maybe sometimes even more than the recipient of it, the person that we intended to express the gratitude toward. It makes sense? Now, what I'm describing is an energy exchange, right? When we express honesty with those three elements, purity, honesty, and humility, something in that exchange takes on an even deeper meaning, right? The person that's giving the gratitude gets that warm glow of having honored another, and the recipient feels seen, valued, appreciated. And those are not things that anyone does not appreciate receiving, right? Anytime you make someone feel seen, anytime you make someone feel heard, anytime you make someone feel valued, how can that interaction, how could that exchange ever be anything but positive if that's what we're giving to other people? I use a real life example. Tupac Shakur. Growing up, I'm 46. Tupac was that guy when I was coming up, middle school and high school, right? One of the things that we as Black men loved about Tupac was that Tupac made it feel like we was all being heard. He said the things on a big stage that the world could hear, that most of us didn't get a chance to express, that nobody heard. And vicariously through Tupac Shakur, a lot of us grew up feeling like we had a voice. That's why when he was killed, it impacted us. It wasn't just a hip hop thing. It wasn't just a loss on the level of, those of us that love hip hop. It was the loss of a person that made us feel like we was heard as black men, especially young black men. And everything that Tupac said wasn't gang bang, shoot 'em up. There was a little bit of that, but most of what Pac said was more in harmony and more in the lines of what most of us as young black men experienced growing up in America, right? And that's why some of us love Tupac the way that we do, is he made us feel like we were finally being heard. And there have been others. Nipsey, rest in peace, Hustle. Lots of other people that have come through hip hop gave a lot of us the feeling of being heard. And that illustrates how deep the bond of gratitude can actually go and how meaningful of an impact gratitude can have. A lot of people wouldn't necessarily look at a person who loves Nip's music or a person who loves Pac's music and think of it as being a situation of gratitude. But for a lot of us, that's exactly what it is. It's gratitude. Like dudes was saying something that we couldn't say. If I said it, it wouldn't get heard. But he had the voice. He got the platform. That was the platform prior to YouTube and social media, right? Most of us didn't have a voice. So that huge connection that these men still have years after their passing is the type of bond, the type of depth that gratitude has the potential of creating between us and another person. And it doesn't have to be a celebrity and a quote unquote fan. It doesn't have to be a person with a lot of money or a lot of influence or a lot of quote unquote clout. Nah, being made to feel heard, being made to feel valued. And we've all experienced that. Those are just two of my favorites, Pac and Nip. When I listen to those dudes, man, I hear two brothers that saying a lot of the things that me and a lot of other guys wanted to say. Not on no gangster shit or nothing like that, just being real about experiences in life and what it feels like to fight and bounce back and overcome from challenges and all those things that they represented. That's rooted in gratitude, right? And anything that has the potential to connect us that deeply, that has the potential to create that level, that depth of an impact, has to be something sacred. Because if it can do that much for us on the positive side, imagine how much it can do if we ever were to use it negatively. Well, how do we use it negatively? Just look at the world around you. We withhold it. Withholding gratitude is how you use it negatively. It's not negative by nature, so gratitude itself can't necessarily cause negative consequences. But we can use it negatively when we withhold it from other people. Right? Gratitude is sacred. Now, what gratitude is not? Again, gratitude is not about blowing smoke. It's not about flattering people. That's why I based the foundation of gratitude on purity, honesty, and what was the other one I said? I forgot. Y'all forgive me. Y'all know I be smoking, man. So what was it, babe? Purity, honesty, and humility. Thank you. Shoo, I'm so glad you're here. Behind the scenes is what it's like in the legit hustle universe. Yeah, but that's why it's based on those things, right? But what humility is not, it's not about masking our behaviors, masking our intentions. That gets into the realm of manipulation, right? So at any point in time that we're incorporating any of those things, if we're seeking to control or manipulate someone, then that expression of gratitude isn't pure, it's not genuine. and we're misusing it, right? Anybody that knows me personally in my personal life, they may have heard me say something on an occasion before, right? And that's that, in my view, I think gratitude is probably the second most powerful force in all of the universe next to love. Of all the forces that we can wield, of all the forces that we can express and display, love and gratitude are kind of hard to beat. They're probably impossible. Love is definitely impossible to beat, right? As the scriptures say, love never fails. True love never fails. Not that emotional, good feeling thing people like to call love nowadays. No, we're talking about true love. That's based on principles that don't move, that don't shake, that don't bend, that don't flex. Gratitude is very much the same way, if not the exact same way. That in order for it to truly be love, for it to truly be gratitude, it has to be based on things that cannot and will not change. So at any point in time that anyone starts to dirty those forces up with ill intentions, ulterior motives, you're just seeking to sell somebody something or manipulate somebody into making a decision, then you're not actually expressing that thing. You're expressing some perverted version of it. And you're harming something sacred, because that's what gratitude is. So as I said, gratitude is not about blowing smoke or flattering people. Not empty praise that sounds like gratitude. Women, y'all get that a lot on the internet. I hope y'all can see through it now. Likes on your picture and comments in your inbox does not equate to recognition. Doesn't mean that a man sees you and values you. He might just like what he sees. The same thing goes for men, right? Likes on your pictures and DMs in your inbox or whatever, that's blowing smoke most of the time. That's flattery. And that shit ain't about nothing. You don't hold no weight. You don't have any real value in life. Clout. Like, what is clout? Right? But genuine appreciation, none of those strings come with it. When someone gives you a genuine expression of gratitude for something you did for them or that you gave to them, does it ever feel like they're trying to harm you or manipulate you? And again, I'm only talking about genuine times. Now, if you got to question what the person's motive was, I'm probably not talking about that time, right? I'm talking about times when you or someone else did it toward you and it was pure, it was genuine, right? Now think about the time a person kept trying to say everything that you wanted to hear them say. And you knew it was something not right about it. Because as humans, maybe it's survival instinct or whatever it is, we have a thing in us that naturally warns us against situations or people. When we pick up on that coming from somebody, when you pick up on somebody just saying some shit because it sounds good, or just saying some things to you that they think you want to hear the way you want to hear it, it kind of sends off a red flag, especially nowadays. We live in a world filled with so much fraud, so much corruption, so much everything going on. And all these elements have such easy access to you and I through these devices and things that we use nowadays, right? So we have a reason to be on guard. All of us do. We live in a dangerous, crazy, negative world most of the time. So when someone comes at us with an approach that feels like flattery, feels like they're blowing smoke up our ass, as the saying goes, we pick up on it. We know it immediately, right? And again, if we're doing things or doing it in a way that taints something as sacred as genuine, pure gratitude, then that's not what we're doing. We're doing something else, right? We might not call it something else, but gratitude ain't what we're showing, right? I was looking at a story earlier today, rapper Big X the Plug. I saw the story about what happened with his homeboy Z the Wizard in Dallas. I think it was on New Year's at a strip club, right? And at first, you know, I was thinking maybe that the best friend had did it intentionally. Then I found out, nah, it's more likely that, you know, the friend that shot him looks like it may have been an accident or whatnot, right? But the thing that bothered me the most about it was the thought of someone who calls you their friend, or that you call a friend, or that you say you love. When that person does something to betray that, right? If someone tells you they love you and then they come intentionally deprive you of your life, deprive your loved ones of your presence, by default, that really can't be love. You know? Same thing works with gratitude. Anytime us or anyone else is not basing our gratitude on solid, genuine principles like honesty and purity, then gratitude ain't what we doing. We doing something else. That's like the friend that kills the friend, right? So in order to not ever misuse gratitude, we need to make sure that whenever we do it or express it, it's genuine. It got to be real. It got to be the real deal. It's got to be a real compliment. It's got to be a real, sincere expression. And gratitude is not just about saying thank you. You know, we say thank you so much nowadays. It's really just kind of a formality, like a cultural thing. It's like when you walking out the store, somebody say, "Hey, how you doing?" You know, we all know they ain't really asking you how you doing. You know what I'm saying? We all be looking at somebody strange. They was like, when they, you know, we've all probably had these experiences too. You know, I ain't gonna call her a Karen or nothing, but we probably all had the experience of saying, "Hey, how you doing?" to somebody, and they actually start telling you how they're doing, and it ain't really that good. You know, it be like that sometimes because people say things that, yeah, the words may be intended to imply that they care or that they're asking something that they may not really be asking, right? We say how are you doing today as a greeting, like saying, "Hey, what's up?" We ain't really asking the person what they, you know, details about what they doing. Thank you is much the same way nowadays, you know? A lot of times we say thank you so much that we're so in the habit of saying thank you, not saying that we shouldn't say thank you or that it's not still an expression of gratitude. But just because we say thank you doesn't mean we're expressing gratitude, right? Just like asking somebody how they're doing or what's up, we ain't necessarily asking for all the details and what they got going on. So sometimes when we or others say thank you, we're not really expressing gratitude. It's more of a formality. Hell, you can even do it sarcastically when you've gotten bad service, you know? So we're not talking about that. That isn't gratitude. Like I said, that's something else, but not gratitude. So now we're going to talk about some ways. I don't know why this slide is so darn small. We're going to talk about some ways that we can actually practice these things on a daily basis. But before we get into those steps, I do want to take a second to share some things with you guys who may be watching. Now, for some of you all that know, I do hold live events. And so I want to share some information, some updates with you about one I have coming up called The Ghost in the Machine. So this is a quick little promo video I put together to promote one of my events that I have coming up on the 28th of this month. If you want to check it out, of course, you can check it out at events.mayasolutions.net or hit the link in the video description or on my YouTube page and come check out one of my live events that I have from time to time. All right. So this is just a quick little video I want to share with everybody to kind of explain that event a little bit better. All right. I'll be back. You don't have a software, tool, or subscription problem. You have a communication problem. Some of you are paying hundreds of dollars a month for tools that don't talk to each other. This creates what is called a ghost in the machine, an invisible clog that prevents data from working on your behalf. When your software doesn't communicate, you become the integration, the plug, if you will. You are effectively paying to be a data entry clerk in your own business. Join me for an elite workshop, The Ghost in the Machine. No, this is not a software demo. This is an architectural strategy session. We're going to whiteboard your entire tech stack, from lead capture to fulfillment, and expose exactly where your system is dying. Don't have a tech stack or know what that is? If you're in business for yourself in 2026, you need to. So I know I'll see you there. Together, we'll identify the manual tasks clogging your system and replace them with silent solutions. You don't need more apps, you need architecture. Click the link to secure your briefing. It's time to connect the dots. So, yeah, like I said, man, I got that event coming up on the 28th of this month. That is called The Ghost in the Machine. And my events are kind of different, man. They're not, your run-of-the-mill presentation where we just talk. The idea behind the events when I do them is really to have a group consultation session so that myself and other business owners can, as a group, brainstorm on ideas and work through solutions that benefit everyone's business and specific businesses during the event, right? So we actually come together. It's not, like I said, it's not a presentation where you're actually going to get just a lot of information thrown at you. This is much more interactive and much more tailored to your specific business or company or whatever your situation may be, all right? So again, I want to invite everybody out for that. Also, if you don't know, you can always get a copy of the presentations that I use here on Legit Motivation and also on the SMB podcast, which is the show that I do that's more specifically targeted towards small businesses and entrepreneurs, right? So that one isn't quite as, I don't want to say generic, but Legit Motivation is more for everybody. SMB podcast is for people who are current business owners and entrepreneurs, right? So you can get any of those presentations that I use on either one of these shows, Legit Motivation or the SMB podcast. You can get that for free at 𝐬𝐻ustle.com. That's legit-hustle.com. All right, man, let's get back to the presentation. We're talking about gratitude. So one thing you can do to start working on expressing more gratitude and making sure that it's always genuine, give someone one sincere compliment every day. Right? The key word here is sincere, for it to be genuine. Real life business example. When I first got into sales, especially in financial services, selling life insurance and other basic financial products, one of the things that we learned in that sales training in that environment was that sales is oftentimes a transfer of emotion, right? If I can make you feel about my product, you'll buy my product. One thing you learn from sales in that is that you have to be genuine when you say things to people, right? One of the best icebreakers in a sales situation, whatever you're selling, one of the best icebreakers is a compliment, right? But in order for the compliment to genuinely work in a sales situation, it has to be genuine. Otherwise, you run the risk of what we talked about previously, which is that person subconsciously picking up on it being some fluff and it sounds like some bullshit, because it probably is. Because you're trying to flatter the person, you're blowing some smoke because you're trying to disguise your actual motive, right? And that raises people's alarm, as it should. So in order to do this, you have to be genuine. right? You walking down the street to the coffee shop and you see a little old lady and she got the cutest little dog. Tell her if you mean it. Or if you really like the Jordans the brother got on, you see him walking by and you like, man, all right, man, them 13s right there. Or whatever the case may be. I ain't really into Jordans like that. I don't know. But y'all know what I'm saying, man. Just find one person today to give a sincere compliment to. And make sure it's genuine. Make sure you're being real about it. Right? That's simple. Doesn't take a whole lot. But it can make a very big difference in not only the person that you give it to, but also your day. So just try that. You know, every day. Give somebody a sincere compliment. Also, we can give anonymously to someone that you don't know without telling on myself a little too much on YouTube. I'm going to share a time that I had probably the greatest experience of doing this. And it was during COVID. And during that time, I was actually on the road driving trucks. And so I was gone away from home a lot. But, you know, through various means, I was fortunate enough to have a lot of different goods with me when I came back, you know, home off the road or whatever. So what me and my wife at the time would do, we would get together and we would just package up boxes of food and eggs and all kind of like sustenance and snacks and things for children because everybody was at home. And yeah, sometimes I would just go leave boxes of stuff on people's front door, you know. Like not, and I ain't talking about little boxes. I'm talking about boxes, you know. And some of the people, I never saw their face. I couldn't tell you who they were. I just, like one situation, I just knew it was some children that lived there, but I didn't know the people that lived there. They were over in the projects where I was living at. And I didn't know them, you know. I just knew it was some children there. And so one day I took a big box of gifts and just left it, knocked on the door and left it on the porch for them. And yeah. And the reason I'm sharing that story is I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I was doing everything legally. That's not the purpose of this story. But the feeling that I had during that time, during COVID, especially when resources were running low, stores were running out of things, just knowing that I was gifting people who may not have known, or at least now that that single mother doesn't have to worry about certain things for her children for the next few days or even for herself, you know, that feeling alone of doing that for people that I really didn't know. It's one of the highlights of my life, honestly. And again, you know, let me see, what year was that? Statute of limitations. It was kind of a Robin Hood situation, you know. So I don't want to get into too many details about it, but even though I wasn't necessarily doing things the right way, or all the way the right way, if you can say, just knowing that I was giving to people. I could have sold things, I could have made money with it, but that wasn't what it was about, you know. And that feeling of giving anonymously to people, it felt good, right? It felt genuine. I didn't do it for a thank you. I didn't do it for to take a picture and post it on social media. I don't shoot some of the people I'm pretty sure I never even spoke to this day. I really couldn't tell you who they are. And that's part of what made it feel special, was because I didn't know them. And I'm not saying they were in no bad situation. I just knew that a lot of people were facing some tough situations during that time, you know? And so for whatever reason, I had extra things at my disposal. And rather than use it to try to make money, I chose to just give it away, you know? So the reason I'm saying that is I'm not encouraging anybody to go out here and do anything illegal so you can give it to people. I'm not encouraging you to be Robin Hood. And I'm not saying that I was being Robin Hood. I'm just saying that sometimes when you give anonymously, it adds an element to it that you, as the person who's giving it, it's like a special treat that you get to enjoy because you didn't know the person. They didn't ask you for it, you know? Hey, hell, they might not even have needed it. They might have had more than I had at the crib, you know? But I'm just saying for the person that's expressing things, sometimes it be little things inside of the things that we do that can actually bring us the greatest joy. And for me in that situation, it was just the anonymity of it all, you know? All right, so another thing that you can do is remember that your gifts come from the Creator. If you saw the thumbnail for this live stream, for this video, I had hashtag all thanks and praises to the Most High. Because at the end of the day, no matter what it is that we're gifted with, whether it's talent, whether it's ability, whether it's having a lot materially, our means of living, whatever the case may be, anything that allows us to accomplish things, our intellect, our creativity, right? LeBron James didn't pre-plan his parents before he got here so he could be LeBron James in the NBA. He had no say-so in it. But that unique combination that he got from his parents made an athlete like we have never seen before. And I'm not sitting here saying that I think LeBron is the best basketball player, because I don't. But as an athlete, oh, LeBron is top notch. You can't take nothing from him. For him to have played as long as he has and at the level that he played at consistently, like, the athleticism is undeniable, right? But he didn't plan that. So at the end of the day, whatever it is that we have that makes us be able to do that special thing that we do, or accomplish that thing that we do, perhaps the greatest thing that we can do in the effort to always express gratitude is to always remember that all of those things that we have are gifts that were given to us from our Creator, right? Whether you believe in a so-called God, whatever you call that person, I'm not going to get into that kind of stuff on my channel. That's for you to believe or not believe, or however you feel about it. Not my business. At the end of the day, though, I wouldn't be Mike. I wouldn't be Legit Hustle if I did not acknowledge the fact that that's 9 times out of 10 was foremost on my heart and my mind on a day-to-day basis, is reflecting upon those things. Anything that I do, whether it was teaching myself how to code, whether it was building the first app, whether it was any of those things, I'm only capable of doing because the Most High gave me the gifts to be able to do that, right? And when you keep that in mind, that's where that humility comes in. That's where that humility comes from. Because no matter how big or how much praise people may seek to give us for who we are and what we can do, at the end of the day, we know that it was given to us, right? We didn't do nothing special to get it, whatever that may be. Even if it's just the grit and the perseverance that you have to see a task all the way through to completion. And that's how you got to be the business owner that you are. That's how you got to be the musician that you are. That's how you got to be the dancer that you are. Whatever that thing is that you do, whatever that thing may be that you do, it's a gift at the end of the day, right? And so every day, if we do these simple things, compliment at least one person a day, a genuine, sincere compliment. Give to some people anonymously. Don't even let them know where it came from. You know your coworker like spicy chicken sandwiches from Wendy's, and not just because you're trying to holler at players. I'm not saying that, fellas. I ain't saying do this just because you're trying to get with her. I'm saying, you know, she like spicy chicken sandwiches from Wendy's, right? And she looked like she been kind of having an off week. Why don't you grab her one when you step out and just leave it on the desk? You ain't got to say who gave it to her. And again, no ulterior motive. I'm talking about just being genuine, right? Small things. And above all, remembering that everything that we are and whatever our talents and abilities are, at the end of the day, they're gifts that we didn't earn. They were just given to us, right? So when we're doing those things, small as they may seem, it doesn't just stay with us. It has a ripple effect, right? Like throwing a big rock into the middle of a pond or a lake, you know that it's going to not only just cause a splash, but those ripples will likely travel across the entire distance of that pond or lake, depending on the size of the rock. But you get what I'm saying. So what's some of those ripple effects? When you practice gratitude daily, the positive energy around you grows. Other people can feel it. They know it. It's something different about you. You move differently. You're starting to make different type of decisions. The energy that you give other people, right? And it's not because you're trying to do it. It's because you're actually practicing gratitude on a day-to-day basis. These are just the ripple effects. The people who notice it might not even be the people that you're doing the acts of kindness and gratitude toward. It might just be the people around you that observe you and see you. But it will be noticeable, right? And other people will feel it. And whether you believe in karma or anything like that, again, I don't really want to get into too many spiritual conversations on my channel because that can go too many ways, sideways. But whatever it is you think about it, it comes back to you in multiples. The goodwill around you multiplies, right? You don't have to seek out those things. You don't have to do it and show gratitude for those things. They're automatic byproducts of gratitude. So naturally, the more that you express gratitude, again, daily, the more of it you put out there, the more of those ripples that you got going around you, the more positive outcomes, the more positive goodwill scenarios that play out for you in your life that you didn't necessarily see coming your way. You didn't necessarily plan for things to go as well as they did, right? But they went that way because you had been practicing gratitude on a daily basis. All those ripples, all those waves going off from all that gratitude that you've been showing people genuinely, with humility, with honesty, with purity, right? Naturally, you're going to have a lot of goodwill going on around you. People are going to want to be around you. Not because you make them feel good with game and slick talk. Nah, you're just a positive person. That's the vibe you give off now. You can literally change your circumstances and your surroundings by simply choosing to show more gratitude day to day in your life, right? And that impact that you have on other people by showing gratitude, it just multiplies and comes back around to you in various different ways. Sometimes at times when you really need it, right? That's why I said when I was working on this outline, I call gratitude the energy of goodwill. Because when we show gratitude genuinely to other people, especially if you're doing this on a day-to-day basis, that's what you're fueling. You're fueling goodwill in your life, not just the person that you show the gratitude toward, but you're fueling goodwill in your own life by showing gratitude to others. And that's how you transform your life. That's how you can go from being the negative guy who couldn't stay out of jail to the successful business owner, the successful father, the successful mother, the successful friend, the successful son, the successful daughter, whatever it is. There's no area of your life that gratitude and showing more of it could ever fail you in. But the issue is that we live in a crazy world. We live in challenging times. It's not always easy to be positive. It's not always easy to even feel grateful for things at times. You ever had a day, week, month, year, or whatever? Hell, maybe you felt like your whole life was just so much of a fight that it was a struggle sometimes to find something to be actually grateful about. You ever experienced that? I have. Yeah, I've had my days. Because we live in a very, very challenging world. So we have to find at times small things. Grateful for this meal. Shit, it's been so cold outside here in South Georgia the last week. When I go outside at night to smoke, sometimes I'm just grateful that I don't have to be outside. You know what I mean? And sometimes that's what we have to do. We have to find something that we're genuinely grateful about. It don't necessarily have to be big. It doesn't have to be monumental. It's got to be real. It's got to be genuine, right? And if we look, we can find something every day to be grateful about. I know it's kind of cliche, but this, the saying that if you woke up today, it's a blessing. Matter of fact, 𝐿GH says that in his song, Blessing. And sometimes we overlook that, right? We get caught up in the day-to-day. Yeah, I'm grateful for being alive, but shit, I still got to pay these bills, man. The rent due tomorrow, I ain't got but half of it. If that, right? Don't seem like a whole lot to be grateful for in those moments. But if you look real, real close, if you slow down enough to really, really pay attention, you probably can find something to be grateful for, even in those moments. All right. So there's a few more slides left on this presentation. I'm not going to go all the way through to the end. But again, if you all would like a copy of any other presentations that you see me using here on Legit Motivation or on the SMB podcast, by all means, you can go to my website, 𝐬𝐻𝐫𝐞𝐿.com. That's legit-hustle.com. And all the presentations that I use here on Legit Motivation and on the SMB podcast are available on 𝐬𝐻𝐫𝐞𝐿.com for free for y'all, the viewers, man. If you want to get into them a little deeper or just keep them to refer to, all of the presentations that I've done on this channel so far, from being persistent to dealing with negative self-talk, to why we need to start before we necessarily feel like we're ready to, in order to make progress in life. I've covered a few topics on the channel, so all of those presentations are available on 𝐬𝐻𝐿.com. That's legit-hustle.com. And I appreciate everybody that ever show up and watch any of my content. Man, if you watch 30 seconds or 30 minutes, I appreciate you being here. Again, I apologize to anybody that pulled up. I cannot see my chat. For some reason, YouTube wouldn't allow me to connect my chat. And I didn't realize until I got ready to go live. And I didn't feel like trying to figure out how to get the chat thing fixed. So I haven't been able to see anybody's chats. And again, I apologize for that. I'll get that fixed before I hop back on here again. But with that said, man, again, I appreciate everybody who pull up. I appreciate everybody who spends any time watching any of my content, because you could have been anywhere else on YouTube, but you're here with me, right? So I appreciate you, man. And I'm looking forward to it more and more. The more comfortable I get with actually live streaming, I started looking forward to doing these. Even though I don't have that many people watching, it feels like a conversation with me and just people, you know, like people that go through similar things like I go through, just regular people, you know. And yeah, I'm starting to look forward to it, starting to get a little more comfortable. Hopefully, if I can get this internet situation resolved, I can get back on camera. That way I can be on camera simultaneously while I'm presenting. But just for streaming purposes, I haven't been using the camera trying to stream it. It's a bit rate issue or something like that, or a bandwidth issue with the internet or something. But I'll get it resolved, man. But anyway, yeah, man, it's me, your brother from another mother, Mr. Legit Hustle. And yeah, we're gonna get up out of here. Before we go though, I'm gonna drop this event promotion video one more time, and we'll ride out to, let me see what we're gonna close out with. I've been bumping Victory a lot lately. All right, we're gonna kick it, man. I'm gonna drop this event promotion video right quick, and then I'm gonna play 2 songs, man. We're gonna kick it with Tales of a Hustler 2, and then we're gonna close it out with Success. All right. With that being said, man, I appreciate everybody again for pulling up, hanging out with me. Have a blessed day. I'll see you this weekend, hopefully, on another episode of Legit Motivation. All right. With that being said, y'all know my motto, man. Hustle smarter, bro. Peace. You don't have a software, tool, or subscription problem. You have a communication problem. Some of you are paying hundreds of dollars a month for tools that don't talk to each other. This creates what is called a ghost in the machine, an invisible clog that prevents data from working on your behalf. When your software doesn't communicate, you become the integration, the plug, if you will. You are effectively paying to be a data entry clerk in your own business. Join me for an elite workshop, The Ghost in the Machine. No, this is not a software demo. This is an architectural strategy session. We're going to whiteboard your entire tech stack, from lead capture to fulfillment, and expose exactly where your system is dying. Don't have a tech stack or know what that is? If you're in business for yourself in 2026, you need to. So I know I'll see you there. Together, we'll identify the manual tasks clogging your system and replace them with silent solutions. You don't need more apps, you need architecture. Click the link to secure your briefing. It's time to connect the dots.
Why are you so antisocial? Because I'm trying to get it. Why are you staying on the basketball court so much? Because I'm trying to get it. Why are you out there practicing in the hot sun when ain't nobody else out there? Because I'm trying to get it.
Hey yo, you ever had to punch a clock up at sunrise, getting to it, keep the kitchen stocked? Like Dr. King had a dream, yeah, you got one too. And that's do what you gotta do to stay off the block. Cause you ain't got to fucking know to be standing in the cold, looking up and down the streets, running from the cops. You got another little baby on the way any day, ducking strays ain't the play, cause you got ops. Plus when you sick and tired of being sick and tired, and you can't eat or sleep, cause you hardwired to run your numbers up. Feels like bad luck. Be on your heels 24/7 trying to keep you stuck. Quitting this ain't an option, cause them little babies watching, and you can't stand to let them soldiers in the field, and my sisters staying trill. Stay away from them pills. Keep a bag on your mind, so never mind what they saying. You hustling, they playing. You gotta go get yours. I'm out here getting mine. Only in your early 20s, and 2 times a mama. Still a lady, raising babies, staying out the drama. But every time you turn around, there's some hoes talking down. You say moving presidential, like your name Obama. Ain't trying to be Michelle, don't wanna see a sale, but you can and will. Out your respect, no pleading to your honor. But if they trip, it's trauma. Get they ass some karma, sit back and blow some ganja. But they ain't worth it, baby. Them bitches steady hating. While you been paper chasing, girl, you finally made it. Yeah, you doing good. Moved all about the hood. Saw the opportunity, took it with no hesitation. Pointed at you like a whale, like they out on for sale. No one to blame, but they sell for procrastination. But in a year 3, you'll have a new degree. Them hanging around like some dead flies stuck on fly paper. Fuck a different tale, same hustle. Split your fist if you with it, pushing back against the struggle. It's game time. Going back's not an option, so you take it and you talk it till you pop it like a bubble. Stay on your grind. To all the soldiers in the field, and my sisters staying true. Stay away from them pigs and keep a bag on your mind. So never mind what they saying. You hustling, they playing. You gotta go get yours. I'm out here getting mine. Different tale, same hustle. Set your fist if you with it, pushing back against the struggle. Game time. Going back is not an option, so you take it and you talk it till you pop it like a bubble. Stay on your grind. To all the soldiers in the field, and my sisters staying true. Stay away from them pigs. Keep a bag on your mind. Never mind what they saying. You hustling, they playing. You gotta go get yours. I'm out here getting mine.
Legit hustle. Legit hustle. Go get him, Uncle Mike.
Yeah, it's like take number 4 or some shit like
Go get him,
that.
Uncle Mike.
Man, I'm just finna spit this shit. Try to keep in mind where I'm supposed to stop. It's gonna come out how it come out, fuck, you know what I'm saying? Ever move at your pace, you change your time, space, and place. Disappear without a trace. Reappear to show your face. Only time to time, cause the bottom line, you only got the time to make. Foot on the gas, don't touch the brake. Fuck if I crash. State is fate. Most times blessings, that's your grace. Lots at stake, watch for mistakes. Treat obstacles like they steak. Heavyweight, then clean your plate. Even if you ate already. Grown man shit gets heavy. War in the streets is really up. So lock and load and aim steady. You a hustler, time to prove it. You a gangster, who you move with. Better keep an extra toolkit. Pray to God to never use it. Just a clue for all the clues. Playing dumb, but don't be stupid. Like Steph Curry off the dribble. I don't even gotta look when I shoot it. This a warning for the busters and an anthem for the hustlers. Next time you fold your bundles, just remember, hustle told you. Keep your drip right, yeah, that's Nova. Keep your coat as cold, that's polar. Put that hustle over your shoulder. Carry that bitch till it's over. Yeah. It's legit hustle, man. You know what I'm saying? For the hustlers only. If you out here grinding, pushing, getting it on your own, trying to build something for yourself and your family, I'm talking to you. Yeah. So what you took an L? Everybody fall down sometimes, man. Get up, shake that shit off. Keep it pushing, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. You a hustler. If he gave up, it wasn't me, not in a hustler's pedigree. I knew the path that I had chosen wasn't free, nor should it be. A real leader's gonna stand up, give his friends a helping hand up. If he get one, then he got one. From the Lambo to the Phantom, only if it's just legit. All 366, he only swing for the fence. Legit hustlers never miss. Belt the ass, I got a list. Rub me wrong, you get your itch. Pop out, I hope you got a wish. Like a genie in this bitch. Hustlers and suck, never mix. Real is real, so don't forget. That is that and this is this. On the real hustle shit that we kick, you dig? You dig? Yeah. That is that and this is this. On the real hustle shit that we kick, you dig? Yeah, like I said, man, this is legit hustle. Tales of a Hustler 3. You know what I'm saying? For the hustlers, man. The go-getters. You know, people out there getting it on their own. Yeah. If that's you, welcome. Tales of a Hustler 3. Here's your homie, legit hustle. Yeah, man. Speaking for the hustlers, man. No matter where you came from, you can be from the streets, you can be Ivy League, you can be a stockbroker, man. You can be just a regular dude, man, selling fruit on the corner. I don't care, man. If you a hustler, you know you a hustler. It's in you, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking to you. Yeah.